Well, Prince Harry says he's a feminist, so in his own words, here's how he talks about women, from his mother-in-law to the disabled matron at his school.
You wrote, I even wanted Camilla to be happy. Maybe she'd be less dangerous if she was happy.
Mm-hmm.
How was she dangerous?
Because of the need for her to rehabilitate her image.
That made her dangerous.
That made her dangerous because of the connections that she was forging within the British press.
I want to sort of just briefly talk about your stepmother in the press, because you are pretty consistently scathing and suggest that you are...
Scathing?
Well...
What's scathing towards...
Well, as in you say that your interests were sacrificed on her PR altar.
I think in the book it's very clear what happened. There's no part of any of the things that I've said are scathing towards any member of my family, especially not my stepmother. Unlike the other matrons, Pat wasn't hot. Pat was cold. Pat was small. Walking was hard, stairs were torture. She'd descend backwards, glacially. Often we'd stand on the landing below her doing antic dances, making faces. Do I need to say which boy did this with the most enthusiasm? We went on mocking her as she came down the stairs. The reward was worth the risk. For me, the reward wasn't tormenting poor Pat, but making my mates laugh. Who the hell is this editor? Loathsome toad, I gathered. Everyone who knew her was in full agreement that she was an infected pustule on the arse of humanity, plus an excuse for a journalist.
Now, that editor happens to be a good friend of mine. And, yeah, not a nice way to speak about a woman, right? Especially someone who gets so uptight when people use that kind of language about his wife. Well, joining me now is journalist and friend of Camilla, Petronella Wyatt, the Sun's raw photographer, friend of everybody, Arthur Edwards, and the journalist and historian, Dr. Tessa Dunlop. Arthur, let me start with you, because you've covered the royals for longer than I've been alive.
Well, not quite.
Sorry to jump that one on you.
Only 40 years,
but nearly.
Only 40 years.
But you know them. You've known them all very, very well. What do you make of this book and the interviews around it?
Well, I'm pretty disgusted the way he said about Camilla, because she is just the nicest person. And, when she married the prince, he risked everything for that. There was a lot of hostility towards him over that. But you know what? She just got her head down, worked and worked and worked. And I remember those early jobs with her. She was so nervous, but she kept trying. And in the end, people got to love her because they found what a really nice person she is. And Harry just trashing her like that, I really wanted to smack him one. I thought it was an awful thing to do. She's been nothing but nice to him. I remember once when I think it was 2017, and he made some stupid mistake, a statement about he didn't want to be a member of the royal family anymore. And I remember talking to her about it the next day. She said, he's such a lovely boy. Camilla, all she said was how nice he was, speaking...
Listen, I've known Camilla a long time. She comes from the next door village to me. I've known her a long time in her family. They're incredibly nice people, very down to earth, very normal. I had lunch with her, this now infamous lunch with Jeremy Clarkson was out just before Christmas. She was utterly delightful to everyone. And I don't think she deserves this.
No, do I.
To be called a dangerous villain by Prince Harry as we head towards a coronation where her and Charles are going to, be crowned king and queen of this country. I just felt was so damaging and unnecessary. Tessa, defend it.
I just would like, as it's all about truth and accuracy, I'm not sure he called her a dangerous villain.
Well, he did. He called her a villain and dangerous.
No, he explained that she was the villain of the piece because she was the other woman. Slightly taken out of context, in fact, that line. Just.
Yeah, but he knows what he's right. He knows when he writes those things, that'll be the headline.
You're
been around.
You're crediting him with high intelligence, and I think Harry has many
stupid.
things. No, I don't think he's stupid, actually.
I don't think anyone would accuse him of high intelligence.
I think he has high EQ.
I think he's got a high ego. And we're seeing the full blast of it right now. What about the way he generally talks about women?
Can we just pick up on the Camilla thing and what you two have both said, that she's charming, that, she's the woman next door, literally, for you, the village next door, that she does have this very natural way. She's comfortable in her skin, she fits in, she gets on with it, she loves a gin, she loves a fag. We all love Camilla. Do you know, when that replaces your dead mother and when you feel like an outsider, there's umbrage there.
Yeah, but sure.
There's a feeling...
But hang on. His mother died in 1997. Yeah. We're now 2022. He's nearly 40 years old, all right? There comes a time, it's 2023, there comes a time when you just have to not move on and forget your mother, but actually accept your father's very happy with a woman, been married to you for 17 years. Why would you try and ruin her reputation in the run-up to the coronation?
I think there's probably aspects of jealousy. where she has managed to rehabilitate her image. And interestingly, she's done that in Britain. She hasn't successfully done that in other realms, or indeed within the Commonwealth, where things are on much thinner ice. And
she hasn't been given a chance yet.
It is, therefore, his point stands, really, that it is about her ability to work alongside the press, of which both of you two are significant players.
Sure.
So that point stands. Now, as for his relationship with his stepmother, only they know the real truth, don't they? And we're only hearing
we're never going to hear Camilla's side.
Camilla has other things to protect.
No, Camilla will never. She will never respond to any of this. And that's why I feel sorry for all the royals, because they're trapped now with this hand grenade going off.